Alright, so today's video is going to be... Sorry, that was really loud. Today's video is going to be about our chicken run and coop. Now, the chicken coop is just a shed. It's a 7x8 shed. And the run is 8 feet wide by 20 feet long. And everybody's getting let out for the morning. Silver and Buff. Everybody. My little handsome is making sure they have food today. Good morning! Good morning, everyone! Good morning! Oh, Hubert, you're just causing issues. Oh my, such excitement in the mornings. So anyway, it is 8 feet wide by 20 feet long. This is not completed. There was some fencing wire. Hello, Silver. Hi, beautiful girl. Chicken break. Chicken break. So there was this old, I say old, I don't know how old it is, but if you look, you can see rust in the squares. And each one of these rust spots, I'll show you in a less, they crumble almost. Of course, that one's not going to do it, but it's really easy to bend them. And I think that's Hubert. So we do have the hardware cloth here. And hold on a second. Hubert, stop it. We may need to send Hubert to freezer camp. But as of right now, he just kind of puffs up his feathers, his wings. We have carried him, done all the things. I'll make another video about that. But we have too many roosters. Smoke is a rooster. Hubert is a rooster. Arthur's a rooster. And so is General Buff. He is also a rooster. Again, I'll make a different video about that. Today's video is about our chicken run and coop. So, yes, as I was saying, we have the hardware cloth here. This is on the exterior. We haven't tapped it in because we did not realize that this was not going to work. Now, James has wrapped the whole, it's the same way all the way around. And it's not safe. Like you can see, let me see here. That one right there. Like if I were to mess around with it, it would just crumble because it's not secure. So we cannot actually rely on it. I guess it was just in the rain for too long and yeah, not usable. So we have purchased some more hardware cloth. I will put the link down below from Amazon actually. And it'll be, I'll put the details of the measurements of it. It's 1/2 inch hardware cloth. I think it's 1/2 inch. Pretty sure. So, yeah. And we got 100 feet. And 100 feet will get us completely around to the end, up the side. And it will all be this style of fencing. Then everybody will be safe. We will be burying this into the ground. Of course, right now we have had a sow and 2 cubs. The bear sow and 2 cubs have been spotted like just a quarter mile down the road. And bears have a territory of like 22 kilometers, square kilometers. So we really need to make sure that the ladies and gentlemen here are secure and safe. This type of fencing style that we initially started with is okay. Yes, Arthur, I know. This one is okay. And we did this so that, you know, at chicken height, nothing can reach through, like a raccoon or a skunk can't reach through the hardware cloth section to grab at their legs. And like, I've heard horror stories about chickens getting their legs just outright ripped right off through the fence from raccoons. So I don't even want to pretend to risk it. And this will either be buried in the ground or we're going to add dirt on top of it. Probably going to bury this a little bit just because that will prevent rats and whatnot from getting in there and getting any eggs or chicks that may come in the future. So, and as of right now, we have plywood on the top. The roofing material that we have been looking into, we were debating on doing the metal siding roofing tin, similar to the shed. However, the cost, the price point to do shingles versus tin, there's about $100, $150, depending on what type of shingles you want. Even the color, which I find kind of hilarious, of shingles makes a difference in the price. But shingles are about $100 to $150 plus cheaper than putting roofing tin on here. The pitch on the roof, I don't know exactly what the pitch specs, like the degree would be, but it is 5 feet on either side. And I'll just put you... Sorry, I'm losing my balance here. It's not a great pain day for me, so walking is very difficult and maintaining balance is not super great for me. But such is my life. So yeah. Oh look, the chickens are in their jungle. In the jungle. Dexter, is that Yum Yum in the inside there?
Yeah, that's Yum Yum.
That's the another rooster. Not sure why he's sitting in there, but whatever. So yeah, the pitch on the roof, I don't know the exact degree, but it is 5 feet on this side and 5 feet on this side, and then there will be obviously a peak. And James also used the brackets on the interior. I'll show you inside actually. Might be a little bit easier. Okay, so interior. We've got the beam brackets here. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact technical terms for all of these. Oh, Arthur. So there's that style on the internal ones, not the end ones. And James put them all the way along. And these boards are they're just sitting on top of the perimeter. Oh my goodness. They're just sitting on top of the frame here. Like so. Now this is obviously not completed These are going to be fully enclosed. I'm not sure if James is going to be putting boards here. I believe he is going to seal this up with lumber. This end cap here is going to be fence. This is going to be fencing, screen, whatever. Now, for the future, we are planning on getting goats next spring. We're doing things... Oh my goodness. We're trying to do things debt-free. And so we're saving for things, and we don't want to be the type of people that are, you know, just building things half-butt and, you know, oh, we'll get this completed in 5 years. Oh, this is good enough for now, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to do that. We just want to... This is Yum Yum, by the way. And I'm sure you can imagine why his name is Yum Yum, because, yeah, he is going to be going to freezer camp in the very near future, probably this week. He is not a nice rooster. I will just preface that by saying he has actually drawn blood on my daughter, my husband. He's gone after Dexter a few times, so he is... You don't want babies from a mean rooster. So he is going to be put out of everyone's misery, including his own, because that's not a happy life if he's that uncomfortable or that high anxiety. Not sure why they make mean roosters, but he is one. So yeah, we want to make things, do them right the first time, not try and just kind of wing it. So this shed obviously already has a window. James has cut a hole in the side of the shed here, and it was 10 by 12. However, he had put these boards because he didn't want, like, we don't want them to be standing on this metal tin. This needs to be bent in. Yes, I know. That's not super safe for their little feet either. But we didn't want them to be able to get into the insulation inside here. And because chickens will just peck at it, right? So it's a little bit, we have, because of the Orpingtons being such large birds, it's a little bit, I don't know. You can hear them when they're squeezing out of there. It's not like super tight, but it's not. Oh my goodness. It's not quite large enough. We want them to be comfortable when they're going in and out of the coop. We do not have nesting boxes put together yet. This is, again, James is wanting to modify this and make it more secure, but because the hole was not completed the way we wanted it to be, then this is what we're doing. There is insulation on the walls. It's partially insulated. Obviously that the end pieces need to be closed up, but for the most part that's done. And we put the grating. This stuff is not rusted through, so just to keep the varmints out. So yeah, we are going to, the plan is in the future to put a beam in the center, put a wall in the center of this, and nesting boxes. I'm going to put 3 nesting boxes. This is, again, future talk here. Not totally sure how many nesting boxes will fit in half, etc. But the goal is to have a similar run, actually identical, on this side of the chicken coop. We're going to put a run out this side that will be the same as this side, and I will be a lot more picky with the birds because I want to keep the Orpingtons and the Wyandotte separate. Or even just have like a bachelor pen so that the boys can have their space and only one rooster at a time will be allowed in with the girls. So yeah, we're going to put a wall in the center. It will be cut off about 3 to 4 feet inward so that we can keep the feed inside as well. We also need to bear-proof this a little bit more because this is the latch that came with the door. Yes, Arthur, you can go in. So yeah, the total for the run, all of the lumber and the fencing, we have, like I said, purchased more of the hardware cloth, like at the bottom section. That we have already purchased. It's just not on here yet. So the total of it, everything, hardware, the lumber, everything was $1,120. I'll say approximately because I don't have the paperwork sitting in my hand right now. But that was the total of what you see here. That is only the run. That is not counting the chicken coop because this is a shed. It's a 7x8 shed that was here when we bought the property last year. So it's very difficult. I'm usually, in the past, I've been patient, a very patient person, sometimes to a fault. But it's difficult to, like, I want it now, right? I want to just slap it on the credit card, have it all done, have it paid for with debt, and get my gorgeous run and everything else that I want instantaneously. But no, when you are changing your lifestyle, you're changing your behavior and your character for that matter, you have to be patient and you just save up for what you need, save up for what you want, prepare for emergencies. And yeah, so the only thing that is still needing to be purchased that is not included in that $1,120 is the shingles or whatever roofing material we find. Now, I did find some shingles really, I think they were $25 a bundle on Facebook Marketplace, but we are going to need 7 bundles on this roof. So again, it's 5 feet on this half, 5 feet on the other half, and your whatever your cap is down the center. So we're looking at an additional, I think it ends up being $400, something like that, once we get our roofing nails and whatnot. If we find a really good deal on the tin roof, we're going to do that. But as of right now, $1,120 approximately dollars have been spent on what you see here, including, again, the hardware cloth that will be covering the entirety of the run. We do have nesting boxes that are inside the shop. James and Dexter painted them. It's, as of right now, it's plywood and we've painted them black. And they're going to be used for our nesting boxes. We just have to cut them all and do that sort of thing. But yeah, so this is our chicken run on a budget so far. And yeah, $1,000, that sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money to a lot of other people, and to us it's a lot of money as well. However, we saved for it, and we bought the lumber first, and we did not buy our chickens before we had the things to take care of them. And we got them in February, which is early for most people, so they were able to stay in the coop as young ones, and we built the run accordingly. Now, if you're living in town, I would not advise doing things in the order that we did necessarily, because we are allowed to have our chickens, as you see in many of my videos and shorts, that they can run around free. But we're on an acreage here. We've got 5 acres. We're allowed to have chickens. There's not neighbors that are, 20 or 50 feet or even 100 feet away. So that does make a difference in how you're going to do things. You may want to have your chicken coop totally set up and your run totally finished and completed before even getting your chicks. So always those little things that you want to consider, just to make sure that you want to enjoy your chickens. You don't want to just be stressed and cause stress for them because they're kept in too small of a space. This size chicken run, the 8 feet by 20 feet, this is good for up to about 14 to 16 birds. But again, we are going to be doubling the run size, and they are allowed to go outside when we're home, just to keep them all safe and healthy. So I think that's good. If there's any questions, or if you have comments or even suggestions about what we could do differently or even add to. Oh, I will say too, we have the construction sand as the base. Again, we don't keep them in here 24/7. So it's not, a lot of people are, oh, I don't want it. I want the deep litter method because my chickens are like going to get sore feet. Well, yeah, I could see that happening. However, our chickens are not in here 24/7. They are able to run free during the day. So I think that would make a difference as well. And construction gravel, I will point out this too, is like there's pretty decent stones in this stuff too. I don't know. I'm not super keen on that. It's not, see, that is just, I don't like it when he does that. Hubert, do I need to carry you around for a little bit? So yeah, it's not, I don't know if I necessarily like that it's such big pieces, but it's a lot more affordable. I definitely don't think I would go with sand, but this construction sand is pretty decent, I would say. So yeah, that was also in that 1120. Actually, no, I don't think it was the 1120. I think that was an additional. Gravel changes. The price of gravel changes, so you're gonna have to gauge it by however much the companies near you, time of year, that sort of thing. So yeah, I do not know the exact date, the exact number on the gravel, so I do apologize for that. Anywho, that is our chicken run on a budget. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions or suggestions. And yeah, from me and the boys here, Have a good one.